In this video, I'm sharing my top 8 staging tips to help your home sell faster and for a higher price. If you're planning to sell your home in 2025, you won't want to miss these important insights designed to decrease your time on market and maximize your profits. And be sure to stay till the end of the video when I share my 3 pre-listing hacks every seller should use to squeeze every drop of equity out of their home. According to the National Association of Realtors, homes that are staged historically sell faster than homes that are not. And the data show that homes which are staged on average sell for 1 to 5% more than similar homes which are not staged. And my first staging tip to sell your home faster and for more money is to scale down on furniture. Oversized furniture can make a space feel cramped and cluttered. And so you want to scale down not just necessarily in terms of the size of furniture, but also the amount of furniture that you have in a room. You want the room to feel open and spacious, and maybe even have less stuff in it than you would normally have when you're living there. You want the rooms to feel comfortable and inviting. Sometimes it's a good idea for homeowners to rent a storage unit while their home is for sale on the market and put some of those extra belongings in the storage unit until you get the home sold. By the way, my name is Ben, and I'm your guy for all things Oklahoma City real estate. If you want to know the 10 biggest mistakes to avoid when buying or selling a home, then click or tap the link down in the description below this video to download my free guide. And as you are scaling down or removing furniture, you want to arrange it in a way that encourages interaction. Create conversational spaces. And that's my second staging tip. We want buyers to feel invited into the space, to imagine entertaining their family and friends. The first sale that happens before a contract is ever written is in the buyer's mind as they're imagining what their life could be like in your home. So one of the ways that you can encourage and promote that is by creating these conversational spaces that feel inviting, that cause people to want to sit down and spend some time having a conversation. Which is why it's also important to give each room a clear functionality. You want to showcase the functionality of the space for what it truly could be. In other words, if you have a home office and maybe you've got a desk and your computer in there, but you've also got a treadmill or an exercise bike and there's an art easel over in the corner, the room can feel confusing, and potential buyers may not be able to visualize their life in that space without a clear, defined functionality. So if you have one of those rooms that's kind of a multi-purpose room, go ahead and choose one theme for that room while the home is listed for sale and stick to that theme and make it obvious that's what the room is being used for, because that's going to help potential buyers see themselves living in your home. So staging tip number 3 is to showcase functionality. And as you are showcasing the functionality of each room, think about drawing the buyer's eye to a focal point. Tip number 4 is to highlight a focal point in each room. Does your living room have a beautiful fireplace? Arrange the seating in a way that it draws the eye toward that fireplace. Do you have a dining room that has large windows that look out over a beautiful view? Highlight that with the way that you arrange the furniture in the home, again, so that buyers can imagine their life in the home. And as you're thinking about making spaces feel brighter and more open, one of the ways that you can do that is tip number 5, which is to use mirrors to help rooms feel larger. A mirror will reflect light around the room. It will make the room feel larger, it will feel more open, and it will expand the boundaries of the room so that you can make a smaller room feel larger than it actually is, which goes back to the first point of making the home feel open and bright. That's going to attract buyers to want to make an offer on your home. And staging tip number 6 involves upgrading the linens in your home. Now, you don't have to go out and spend big dollars on the high thread count sheets, but just putting new bedding on the bed and crisp white towels hanging in the bathroom can make all the difference in the home feeling fresh, feeling clean, feeling new, and inviting to potential buyers. You may have a favorite quilt that you like to sleep under that you might have to put away in that storage unit while your home is listed for sale, because again, we want buyers to experience a fresh, bright, open, and clean space to imagine themselves living in the home so that they will make an offer. And my next staging tip is all about adding warmth and life into a room to, again, make it feel more inviting. And that is to add greenery into the space. It can be real or artificial greenery as long as it looks good, and that will create a sense of warmth, a sense of life, a sense of vibrancy inside the home, again, so that potential buyers feel welcomed, feel energized when they're in your home, and it's going to help it sell faster and for more money. And as you're thinking about creating that warmth and life in the room, you want to consider lighting. My next staging tip is all about using lighting in a way that makes the home feel warm and inviting. If you have large windows that maybe have big drapes over them or blinds or shades, think about pulling those drapes back or raising the shades, opening the blinds to let natural light spill into the room whenever possible. And you also want to think about the color temperature of the bulbs that are in your home. If you have any of those old compact fluorescent bulbs, the little fluorescent ones that screw in, get rid of those right now. You want to use either warm light bulbs or daylight light bulbs to help the space feel bright and inviting and welcoming to potential buyers. You can use a warmer light in spaces like dens or living rooms or bedrooms, and use daylight color temperatures for things like the kitchen and bathrooms where you want it to feel bright and vibrant. Now that we've covered the 8 essential staging tips to help your home sell faster and for the most money, I want to share with you 3 pre-listing hacks that every seller should be using, because these are going to help the home sell quicker as well. And the first hack is to deep clean and declutter. You want the home to feel spotless. And as I said in the first staging tip, you want it to feel not crowded or cramped, but open and inviting. And so decluttering every room, getting rid of every extra thing you don't need, is going to help the space feel more open, feel more inviting. And deep cleaning the home will make a big difference as well, because whether you realize it or not, you're making a first impression every time a buyer walks into a room in your home. And so if there are cobwebs in the corner or things are a little bit dirty or dusty, that's going to make an impression, even if it's just subconsciously, on buyers who are looking at your home, and could potentially cost you thousands of dollars in terms of a lower offer or additional time on the market because that buyer didn't fall in love with your home. It's also important to depersonalize your home before you list it on the market for sale. If you have family photos on the wall, go ahead and take those down and put them into storage until you get moved into your new place. You don't want anything that feels personal to you, because again, we want buyers to envision their life in your home, and that's hard to do if they're seeing pictures of your kids or grandkids on the wall. And maybe you have a hobby that's well represented in your home. Maybe you love guitars and you've got a guitar room with guitars on every wall and artwork that's all about guitars. Consider depersonalizing in that way as well. Use something more neutral that could appeal to a wider range of buyers, because you're going to have all kinds of buyers coming through the home when they're considering purchasing it, and you want each room to appeal to every one of those different kinds of buyers. So the best way to do that is just to be pretty neutral with your decor. And this next one is the top tip that could potentially make the biggest difference of everything I've shared in this video. And it's something that most homeowners overlook, and that is the curb appeal. Now, I'm not just talking about keeping the lawn mowed or having fresh flowers in the flower beds and tidying up the mulch, although those are definitely important things and you should do those things. I'm talking about the little details at the entryway of your home. Think about as potential buyers are standing on the front stoop, waiting on the realtor to open the front door. This right here is an electronic lockbox that realtors use to access your home. And these things are notoriously fickle. We have an app that we use to open these and it works with Bluetooth, but sometimes we're standing there for minutes trying to get this thing open. And guess what buyers are looking at while I'm messing with this lockbox? They are looking at the cobwebs in the corner of your porch. They're looking at the smudges on the window right next to the front door. They're looking at dirt or leaves that are on the front stoop or porch. They're noticing that there's not a welcome mat there. They're paying attention to all of those little details, and whether they consciously realize it or not, it's making a big first impression. And you'd be surprised how many times buyers make up their mind about your home before they even step across the threshold. So you want to make a stunning first impression with your curb appeal, not just the yard, not just the flower beds, but that area right around the front door where buyers could be potentially spending a few minutes waiting on their realtor. And if you are thinking about selling your home this year, or maybe you're a buyer considering making a purchase, there's an important change that came to the real estate industry in August of 2024 that is affecting both buyers and sellers. And I detail what that change is and what it means for you in this video right here.